Welcome to this module of the Launch Your Careers program, right? Which I actually rebranded to Pathways to Digital Jobs and Gigs, right? So this is going to be a comprehensive guide to securing a remote or corporate, opportunities, remote or corporate opportunities, or you might say remote or corporate, jobs, right? So in my previous module, I actually walked you through TOT, exactly on how to find companies that are hiring, how to put together your documents, which is resume, your portfolio, and other documents that are necessary for you to actually succeed at this, right? So today I'm actually basically gonna do a brief recap on what I actually showed you on our previous module, but I'm gonna start with mindset, right? I'm gonna help you rewire your mind, rewire your brain, so that you set yourself for success, right? Because most of people that actually fail to succeed, or people that get nowhere close to success in terms of their career, in terms of their job, corporate, remote, or in all facets of life, it's because of their mindset, right? A lot of people that are super skilled at what they do, but the problem is that they don't have the correct mindset that supports exactly what they're trying to do, or where they're trying to get success, right? So that is why the first module in today's session is the mindset for success, right? This is going to be a very, very, very important module. Please ensure to not skip any part of this training, any part of this session. For each and every part of this session is going to be extremely, extremely important for your progress, right? So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to understand about mindset and success, so you set yourself up for success and not failure, right? So here, our key focus is going to be disciplined daily action as the drive to success and results, right? So disciplined daily action as the drive to success and results. So many people, when they're trying to start a career, when they're building, their career, they're building, a business, they're building themselves, they're building their lives, they focus on motivation, right? So they listen to a few motivational talks, they attend seminars, webinars, and do all those crazy stuff. Once they spike some level of motivation, they go and take a bit of work. Then when the motivation fades, they stop doing what they started doing in the first place, right? So that really sets people up for failure, right? I actually was in that particular phase for a very, very, very long time in my life. I could binge watch YouTube videos on how to make money online, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, e-commerce, and all those bunch of business models on a daily basis. But that took me no way close to my goals, because I was, yeah, watching hours and hours of content, but taking no action, right? So I believe most people are actually in that same cycle, right? Where you are watching a lot of videos, buying a lot of courses, doing a lot of all those stuffs that taking you no way close to your goals. And that, my friend, is actually setting you up for failure, right? So here is what I want you to do onwards, right? So if you are going to spend, let's say, 2 hours watching content, watching content uh on how to on how to apply for a remote job in 2025 slash 2026. When you watch content about this, a 2 hours content on how to apply for a remote job in 2025 2026, what I want to do is you have to take 10 hours of implementation, right? So for every 1 hour of content you watch, take 5 hours of implementation. For every 2 hours of course content you watch, take 10 hours of implementation. Because here, my friend, you want to be implementing more than you are learning, right? Learn, implement, learn, implement. Spend 1 hour learning, spend 5 hours or 10 hours implementing, right? Trust me, that's exactly what's gonna draw you closer to your goals, right? So if you watch a 2 hours course on exactly how to put together your documents, your resume, your portfolio, and going ahead and start doing your job applications and all of that, right? So whatever you've learned from that particular video, from that particular course, you want to take 10 hours or 12 hours, even 24 hours of implementation. Please, you have to ensure you are documenting these things, because this is exactly what's going to help you, right? So the only way you're going to track progress, the only way you're going to measure whether you are moving ahead or not, is if you are taking action and you are documenting every single hour, every single minute, every number of applications you've sent in a particular day, every number, you know um of revisions you've done, maybe on your resume, on your portfolio, maybe on the industry you're applying to, and all that. Everything you do, right, to help you secure a remote job, a corporate job, or a freelance gig whatsoever, you have to ensure that you're documenting that, because that's exactly what's going to help you going forward, right? So success success in the digital job market begins with a mindset. Trust me, here it's all about mindset, because trust me, most of you already have the information that you need to get a job, right? You already know that you're supposed to have a resume, and you know how to build one. You already know that you're supposed to have a portfolio, and you already know how to build one. You already know how to find companies, on Google and apply to them. You know how to find companies using remote job boards and all of, because I already taught you all these things. But the reason as to why you don't have a job yet, it's simply because you don't have the right mindset to help you get one. That's basically the main reason here, right? Because whatever you need to know to get one is something that I already taught you, right? So you need a strong, disciplined mindset that creates consistency, resilience, and focus. So here you want to pay attention to consistency, resilience, and focus, right? Consistency, resilience, and focus. So, consistency is doing something over and over and over and over again. So, remember here, the goal is not just to get a job. Please, please, please. The goal is not just to land a remote gig, right? Maybe let me actually put this in writing, right? So, here, the goal is not just to get a remote job, or sign sign a $1,000 a month remote gig. the goal is the goal is to love the process and conti and continuously take a step forward to get get to the destination, right? So this is the goal right here, right? So you need the right goal in mind, right? You need the right goal in mind. All right, so let me just highlight this one as well. Okay, great. So the goal here, the goal is not just to get a remote job, right? Get this right. The goal is not just to get a remote job, because getting a remote job is not what you should be doing to get a remote job, right? Or to sign a $1,000 a month retainer in a remote gig, right? The goal is to love the process and continuously take a step forward to get to the destination. So this should be the goal. The goal should be for you to take a step every single day to send those 20 to 30 applications every single day, connecting to 10 to 15, HR managers, managers in different departments. Could be the sales managers, whatsoever. That should be the goal, right? Goal should be the actions you should be taking to get to the desired outcome, right? That's exactly what should be driving you right now, right? So here's the thing. Um, a man, let me just and highlight this. A man that loves walking gets to the destination faster than a man that just loves the destination, right? So I know most of you think I should be teaching you, oh, what is the other strategy for getting a remote job, apart from the strategy you already taught us. Trust me, it is just your mind playing mind games against you. Like, you're just brainwashing yourself, right? You're just trying to protect yourself from taking action, because whatever I taught you, from the previous module is good enough, like I said, to get you a remote job, just that you are not taking action, right? So here is the thing. This is the thing now. A man that loves walking gets to the destination faster than a man that just loves the destination. So there are some of you that just love, the fact that you could get a remote job, maybe you could get a corporate job. You just love, the final product, right? But you don't love the process that creates the product. So here the goal is to love the process that creates the product so you can create the product, right? A man that loves cooking gets better meals, right? Gets better meals than a man that just loves the meal, right? A man that loves cooking, trust me, gets better meals than a man that just loves the meal. If all you love is the meal, but you don't love the process of preparing the meal, trust me, you're not gonna get a good meal. So please, please, the goal here is not just for you to sit back, learn these 1 hour, course modules that I create for you. The reason as to why I consistently and continuously create these 1 hour modules for you is simply because I want you to take this information and spend 24 hours implementing, right? So document every single hour of your implementation, because now I've changed my mind. For every 1 hour that of course content, do 24 hours, like 1 day of implementation. Then spend another 1 hour of course content, another 24 hours of implement. That's the only way, right? So here is the final one. you know um a talented, right, a talented, lazy, ambitious man cannot beat the untalented, disciplined guy, right? I would rather be super disciplined and not be talented, right? I would rather be super disciplined and not be talented. By discipline here, what I mean is that if you say you are gonna send 30 applications every single day until you land a $1,000 job, like you do it until you land the job. If you say you're gonna drop applications to all the corporate, places in your location, Lusaka, whatever you're watching me from, you do it until you get the job, right? If you say you are going to do outreach, right? Maybe you're gonna be sending proposals for your freelance business. Maybe you run a video editing freelance agency. Maybe it's a copywriting agency, it's a sales and marketing agency, it's a concierge agency, it's a staffing or recruiting agency, whatever it is that you do, right? And you say, I'm gonna send 100 proposals daily until I get 5 clients. Like, you do it until you know uh you get the results, right? So that's basically what discipline is. So you need relentless discipline. So here the goal is, right? So let me just, the goal here is relentless relentless discipline, right? So if you can have this relentless discipline and you say to yourself that I'm gonna send applications, 3 applications every single day until I sign a $500, until, right, um let me just do this, uh until I sign a $500 or $1,000 remote role, right? So you're gonna do it every single day until the results happen, right? So here are the principles: consistency over intensity. That's what I want to do. I want you to take small daily, right? Daily actions compound into major results, right? So don't, if you can't send 1,000 applications every single day, don't force yourself to do so, but send 20 to 30 every single day, right? Every single day. And make sure, you know, the next application, the next proposal, the next thing that you do should be better than the previous one. Every time you send an application, do a review of that particular application and spot what you could have done wrong, so that on your next application you do something better, right? You write a better proposal or a better resume or a better portfolio or a better cover letter, whatever you could have done better. It could be a better loom video that you could have created. Like, you do something better every single day, right? So this is exactly what I want you to do. So, right, discipline equals freedom, right? So look at the most financially free people. They are super disciplined. They are extremely disciplined. You can't measure their level of discipline, right? So here, like I said, the goal is extreme discipline. So structure creates space for creativity and growth, right? So I want you here to be extremely disciplined, right? Write down a step-by-step guide that you're gonna follow uh until you send an application. For example, it could be, review my portfolio, review my resume, review my cover letter, customize it, blah blah blah, and next, type the email, attach the portfolio, attach the resume, maybe create a loom video, then from there send the application. Then what do you do after sending the application? Like, these are SOPs, standard operating procedures, that you follow every single day when sending an application. Like, it helps you, understand the process you're following, if it has leaky holes, if you need to improve it in some way, and all of that. Like, it shows you that structure, right? What do you do after sending an application? Maybe you wait for 1 week, a month before you send a follow-up to the company, asking, maybe giving them something of value, right? So that they know that okay, the person they're dealing with is somebody that can bring in value in the organization. So you want to do all of those things, right? So here next, you want to have a growth mindset, right? So please, this is where most people quit. This is where most people give up, and I don't want the same situation for you, right? So you want to have a growth mindset. So every rejection is feedback, not failure. So every time you are rejected, that's like somebody just giving you feedback, helping you to grow, telling you, okay, go and do XYZ right, right? So you go and, do that right. So accountability, right? So track progress daily and adjust strategies weekly, right? So track your progress every single day. Every single day, I want you to track your progress, because it is by tracking your progress that is going to actually help you improve, on your portfolio, on your resume. Yeah, it's going to help you improve, your applications, right? That is exactly what you want to be doing every single day, right? So I know most of you are expecting me to come and give you the next strategy, the next remote job board, the next all of that, information that you always get the mechanism, but nobody wants this. But trust me, the thing that you are despising, this that you're despising, is what's going to help you actually land a remote job. In fact, I should be teaching you more of the mindset game, the mindset part of the system, part of the equation, than I should be teaching you the mechanism, right? This is what you need more, right? Yeah. So let's go to daily mindset practices. So begin each day with a clear goal, right? So begin each day with a clear goal. So a clear goal could be like send 30 job send 30 job applications today, today, right? To you put your industry, who are you sending to? Manufacturing companies in in USA. Like it's up to you to choose your industry, right? There are a lot more industry. We have, you know, marketing agencies, marketing agencies. We have, you know, consulting firms, consulting firms. You know, we have a whole lot of companies. We have banks, you know, uh, a whole lot of companies, right? A whole lot of industries. So reflect on progress at the end of the day. So every single day, you come up with, your goals, come up with a clear goal, and by the end of the day, see to it that you accomplished those goals. If you are not accomplishing your action goals, you are not accomplishing your financial goals, right? So if these action goals, like send 30 applications every single day, you're not accomplishing these, trust me, don't think of accomplishing your, result based goals. Like that is never going to happen if you are not doing these, right? That is why I'm overemphasizing. So now, imagine how amazing it would feel for you to land a $500 gig. Even let's say for a start, if you just landed $150 gig, right? Envision how that would feel, right? This could be your first, your start point, right? And once you get it right from the start, trust me, you're gonna convince yourself, okay, this thing is working. I wanna do more of it, and trust me, you're gonna start getting bigger results. That's just how it works. So here you want to reflect on progress at the end of the day, right? Maintain a positive attitude towards challenges, because you're gonna face challenges at some point, right? You're gonna actually maybe fail to handle a certain client. You're gonna fail maybe to do something to move you, something that's gonna help you move forward. You're gonna face challenges. Challenges are going to be inevitable in this game. Like you are going to face every single one of these challenges, right? But the goal is to encounter challenges, encounter hurdles, and find a solution, because that's what you're going to be paid for. You are paid to find you are a solution maker, right? You are paid to find solutions, right? So next year you want to visualize success and act as if you've already achieved it. So how the success looks like to you, and start working like somebody who has already achieved success, right? So work like somebody who has already achieved this level of success that you want to achieve, right? So basically, this is exactly what I want you. If you can, please watch this module 1 10 times. Watch it as many times as you possibly can, because trust me, this is the module that you needed the most. This is the module that you actually needed the most. So I'm going to give you, a bonus module right here. I'm going to give you a bonus module right here, right? So every time you feel okay, maybe something somewhere is not working, or blah blah blah, this strategy is not working. Like, for how long have you been trying this strategy for you to actually come to a conclusion that the strategy is not working, right? The emotional cycle of change, right? So this is a bonus module, and I want you to pay attention to this, right? Stage one, stage one, and an informed optimi, an informed optimism. Stage two, informed pessimism, right? Stage three, there is the valley of despair. The valley of despair. I think this is not the correct spelling for despair. Should be another P here. Not sure. The valley of despair. Anyway, you're gonna research the correct spelling. Stage four, informed optimism. Then stage five, success, and fulfillment. All right. So what I've just written down right here is what scientists found to be, the emotional cycle of change, right? So basically, the emotional cycle of change are the stages that people go through every time they start something new, right? So the emotional cycle of change are the stages people go through every time they try to do something completely new. That's the emotional cycle of change. So what happens here is that you're gonna encounter all these 5 stages, and these stages happen to everybody, right? So there's this stage one, stage two, let me just highlight stage three, stage four, stage four, and stage five, right? So all of these 5 stages happen to everybody when you start something completely new. So the first thing that's going to happen to you is uninformed optimism. So uninformed optimism, basically here, somebody, or you've discovered a new business model, you've discovered that, okay, you can get a job remotely, you can work remotely, you can work at a corporate job, there's this new thing, there's AI automations, that's making people money. Like there are all of these business models. There's e-commerce, affiliate marketing, freelancing, dropshipping, and all forex trading. All of these business models, are career opportunities, right? So when you meet that particular career opportunity, so in this instance, I'm gonna give remote jobs as an example, right? You've discovered, okay, some people can work remotely and get paid from all around the world, working for international people, right? You've discovered that, you're like, okay, amazing. You've seen people that are making money from it. You are super hyped, overhyped. You are happy. You are excited about it. You want to do the exact same thing. That's uninformed optimism. You are optimistic about an idea that you are unaware of, that you are uninformed about, right? So you are excited here. You can't wait to start, right? So what happens now here is you go to stage two, right? Informed pessimism. So here you've started putting in the work. Maybe you are sending one, two, three applications, 2, 3 days. You've seen zero response. Nobody has called you for an interview. Maybe you've gone, you are strong enough, you've gone up to a week. Trust me, because most people don't even go up to 1 week of consistent action. People don't go even 1 week, let alone 1 month of consistent action, right? Maybe for you, you are exception. You've gone up to 1 week of consistent action and no one has responded to you positively. Now you are pessimistic, right? You are thinking, maybe, people that introduced me to this thing didn't give me full information. Why is it that up to now I haven't yet gotten a job, a remote job? Why is that nobody's paying me for my work up to now? Like, you're thinking, you're wondering, right? You've gotten to encounter the challenges that come with a business model. You are pessimistic about something. You're informed. Now you're informed of how the process looks like that gets to the destination, right? And that eats you a little bit. So what happens here is that you have to continue putting in the work, because this is just a stage in your career. This is a stage in whatever you're trying to achieve, and everybody goes to this stage. So you have to continuously put in the work. And once you continue putting in the work here, you're gonna hit the valley of despair. So basically, the valley of despair, this is where now you feel like you're walking through hell, right? Where you feel like quitting, right? You are depressed, you are challenged, you've been beaten up. Like, it feels like the world has bent to your disadvantage, right? It feels like the world has given you a back. Like, you are not receiving help. You are uncertain of what's happening. You just think like quitting, right? That's the valley of despair. Then, as you continue working, you have to continue taking in action, taking in the reps, putting in efforts, even as you hit the valley of despair. Then you're gonna hit informed optimism. So here, imagine, boom, somebody replies to you, received your application, they do an online interview with you, boom, they tell you, okay, you've gotten this virtual assistance, remote job, and your salary is $200 monthly for a start. Like, boom, if you're a startup, I know $200 in a month. And if you're mostly in Africa, that's some good income, to keep you surviving, right? So boom, like, you're excited, wow, you're overwhelmed, like, you've started getting results, right? Maybe weeks later or even months later, boom, you sign another remote job that's paying you $500 monthly. Like, oh, great! And now that you're getting results, you wanna take more action, simply because it's paying off. So we call this informed optimism. And once you hit this stage, you don't want to stop taking action, right? Because as fast as it is given, it can be taken away, right? So you want to continuously putting in the work until you hit what we call success and fulfillment. So, ladies and gentlemen, every single person you've seen on the earth that has success and anything has gone through all of these 5 stages, and just passed these 5 stages successfully. And you too, you'll be tried and tested, and you have to pass these 5 stages for you to actually, be handed the trophy. And that trophy, in this instance of a remote job or a gig, is signing a remote job, a corporate job, or signing a freelance client, right? So you have to pass these 5 stages. I'm telling you right now, so that the time you are gonna be facing these stages, you won't think maybe somebody in the village is against you, or life is playing gimmicks and loopholes, tricks against you. You will know for sure that these are stages that every single person goes through. These are stages that you have to go through. This is not a setback. This is not like somebody trying to resist you from handing you success. It's not that. These are just stages to success, and every single human being, every person goes through these 5 stages, right? So yeah, with all of that said, I think right now I've successfully managed to unscrew your mind. I've successfully managed, to rewire your brain, to rewire your mindset, to change your belief systems, to change the way you think of success, the way you think of remote jobs, the way you think of corporate job, freelance gigs, putting in the work and all of that. Like, now you are ready to start putting in the work, right? So yeah, now this leads us to module 2, which is understanding remote and corporate work. Although I know I already did, a full 1 hour training on the mechanism, which is like, how do you get a remote job. But for now, I want to do a quick recap, and you can actually go to the previous module if you want, a fresh new module that talks about getting a remote or corporate job, fully, right? All right. So here our key focus is navigating, the modern job landscape, right? So we're gonna start with remote work, right? So here, if you look at remote work, remote work offers flexibility, global opportunities, and skill-based hiring, right? So that is why I always tell you people that it doesn't matter whether you have a degree or not. It doesn't matter whether right now you have a skill or not. It doesn't matter, because if you have a degree, great, you can start applying for remote jobs in line with your degree. If you have a degree in business development, blah blah blah, whatsoever, you can start applying for jobs in line with your degree. If you have a skill, let's say in videography, graphic designing, you have a skill in sales and marketing, whatsoever, whatever skill you have, you can start applying for a job in line with the skill that you already have, right? If you don't have a skill right now, you can simply start learning a skill today, and by the end of this month, trust me, you'll be at intermediate level. Like, if I prepare for you an action plan and you follow it, by the end of this month, you'll be at intermediate level, and starting like after 7 days of you learning the skill, you can already start applying for a job, so that you are learning how to get a job as you are developing your skill. So you're like killing two birds with one stone, right? So that's basically how it's done. So here, it requires self-management, communication, digital literacy. Like, that's what remote jobs offer you. So with a remote job here, you're not only gonna be paid, you're gonna be paid to work from at the comfort of your home, or at the comfort of your workspace, at the comfort of where you want to work from. You can work from the beach, you can work from a co-working space, you can work from your house, you can work while seated in a swimming pool. Like, it doesn't matter, right? So here you are geographically free. You are not attached to any office space. You work at the comfort of your own space, right? You work while getting paid, right? So you can be traveling the world while working and getting paid. So that's the thing about remote work. And with remote work, you can get as many jobs as your time allows you. You can get two, you can get three, you can get four, for as long as you are delivering in all those jobs, right? You can get as many as time allows you, right? But with a corporate job, it can be a bit difficult to have multiple jobs, unless maybe one you're working during the day and another you're working in the night shift. But the problem here that comes into play is, what time are you resting, what time are you learning, what time are you doing other things? Like, that's where the issue comes in. So I've just told you the advantages of working remotely, The disadvantage of working remotely could be that you are not around a team, right? There is that growth that comes with you being around a team, right? If you're seeing people around you doing great, they are hitting certain milestones that initially you couldn't, you are usually challenged to work harder, so you start hitting the similar milestones as well. But if you're working remotely, you may not have a privilege of having a space that challenges you to work harder and hit certain milestones. That could be the disadvantage. There could be many more, but that's just one of them that I've just spotted for you. So we come to corporate work. So with corporate work here, it provides structure, benefits, and career growth. By career growth here, it could be that you're around a team that's continuously challenging you to grow, right? You're around a team master, aka a boss or a leader that always pushes you to growth. It may not be the same with working remotely, but these are just the differences. It's up to you to choose which one you feel best resonates with your personality, what you're looking for, and you go for it, right? So here it demands professionalism, because remember, you are in a professional corporate space, meaning there's how you're supposed to dress, there's how you're supposed to speak, there's how you are expected to present yourself, right? Here there's teamwork and adaptability. You have to adapt to a specific work culture, a specific mission, vision, and environment, right? So these are some of the advantages of working at a corporate job. And the disadvantage could be that you geographically you are tied. That's the disadvantage. Geographically you are tied, right? So let's say you wanted to be in a specific location at 12 hours, and that 12 hours are supposed to be at your workspace. You can't be in two places at once, right? Yeah, so that could be the disadvantage. Another disadvantage could be that you are not flexible with time. Let's say from 8 hours, 17 hours you're supposed to be working. Like that particular time, you have to block it for work. Like if you wanted to do something within that time, you can't, simply because there is no flexibility of time. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of working remotely in the corporate space. And now that I've told you guys these things, it's up to you to choose or pick which one feels like resonates with what you're looking for. Here are some of the insights, right? So I'm going to show you some of the hybrid opportunities right here. So many companies now blend remote and in-office roles, right? Many companies now blend remote and in-office roles. So there are companies that are going to be hiring remotely and on site, and there are some that only hire remotely, and there's some that only hire uh, uh, on site. And the reasons are the exact reasons that I gave you above right there. So, job boards and platforms where you can find all of these jobs, right? Where you can find and apply to all of these jobs, that I just ran you through. So here's the key focus here is where to find remote and corporate jobs, so that by the end of this training, you can go ahead and start checking these places and get yourself a remote job, right? So these are some of the top remote job boards that you can actually look at. So if you don't have LinkedIn, I've preached LinkedIn so many times. So if you don't have LinkedIn, please, by the end of this training, go ahead and open a LinkedIn profile. It's as simple as opening a Facebook account. It's not difficult, it's not hard. Open a LinkedIn account and go to search Emmanuel Carter on LinkedIn. Get some insights from my LinkedIn bio and all of that, and make yours as professional as possible. This is the first thing I want you to do. So in line with your career, you start creating posts on LinkedIn, and these posts are gonna help hiring managers to find you. Let's say, for example, you apply for a job and they ask for your LinkedIn account, and they go to your LinkedIn account and they see posts like 5 insights on how to be the best VA, virtual assistant, 5 insights on how to be a best business development executive, how to be a top business development executive, how to close a deal, how to do what, simply because you're posting value based content. the employers are gonna see that as a plus, unlike memes, right? So that's what I mean by you're gonna go on LinkedIn and correct your LinkedIn profile if you already have one. If you don't have one, go and create one and start posting good posts, right? You can embed ChatGPT, give it ideas, come up with a post, refine it a bit, post it there, and put a good looking picture of yourself, right? And create that post, right? And the other thing you can do on LinkedIn, start connecting with thought leaders, right? Find people on LinkedIn who are thought leaders. This could be hiring HRR people, managers, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, recruiting managers, and whatsoever. Like, find people in these spaces, try to connect with them, engage with their content, because remember, you're looking for a job and you want to be connecting to people who are, gatekeepers in these places, right? So you do that. Then when you go on LinkedIn, you're gonna see on LinkedIn when it says jobs. Go on jobs, search your job title. If you're looking for a business development type of a job, search business development. If you're looking for copywriting, we'll search copywriting. If you're looking for to be a virtual assistant, search VA or virtual assistant whatsoever. You're gonna find a whole bunch of jobs on LinkedIn right there. Go and find all of those remote work, like you're gonna see a bunch of them. So and start doing at least 30 applications every single day, right? Refine your portfolio, refine your resume, refine your documents, and boom, go ahead and do the application process, right? So yeah, the other remote work spot is Indeed. So Indeed here is another remote work site. Unlike you know um unlike this one, right? Unlike LinkedIn, Indeed is a job board, right? So here you're gonna find only jobs, right? So you can go on Indeed, you know, sign in. You're gonna search for your job title: business development, copywriter, virtual assistant, video editor, script writer, whatever it is, whatever job you're looking for, remotely on site. Search those things, right? You're gonna find companies that are hiring right there on Indeed. So when you see the company hiring, you can click on that company, read their description. Read their description, because here I want you to connect the description of the role you are applying to your resume, right? And your cover letter, right? Always optimize your resume and your cover letter in line with what the company is looking for, so that when they are looking at your documents, they are seeing exactly that you have the qualifications that they are looking for. That's going to be very, very, very important for you to do, right? So the next one here is we work remotely. Work remotely is gonna work exactly as Indeed, right? So the same thing you do on work remotely, go and do it on Indeed, right? There is remote, okay. There is flex jobs. There is angel list here saying for startups, right? So yeah, mostly if you're looking for remote jobs, go for these remote work platform. Like I said again, I already did a 1 hour plus, a module on how to do these applications step by step. So if you didn't watch that one, please, you should go ahead and watch that one. So if you want access to that one, what you can just do is, send me a WhatsApp message on this number, right? Let me just put my number right here. That's +26097674792. That's +26097674792. And let me know that, Emmanuel, I want the detailed module on how to go about this application process. Then I'm gonna actually give you access to that module. That's +26097674792. Then I'll give you access to that module, right? It's gonna show you exactly how all of these job boards work, right? So yeah, and if you're looking for corporate jobs, so here you can go on Glassdoor, right? So the only difference here is that for a corporate job, mostly you're gonna be working in an office. For a remote job, you're gonna be working on your computer online. That's the only difference. The application is the same. So the same way you're gonna be applying for the remote jobs, the same way you're gonna be applying for these corporate jobs on these platforms like Glassdoor, We're gonna go on Glassdoor, Monster, Career Builder, blah blah blah. So if you go on these corporate job boards, you're gonna see jobs and apply. Right? Doesn't matter if the job says USA, it start USA, and if you are qualified, go ahead and apply. It doesn't matter because these companies, what they're looking for is return on investments and convenience. Meaning, if they believe and trust that you're somebody who is, an A player in a company, and once they bring you into their company, you are going to push numbers, you're going to push results. Trust me, companies have no problem flying you, to go and work in a different country, right? So don't see small, right? Don't think small, think big. Think at some point, okay, I'm gonna fly to the US, to Dubai, to UK, to South Africa, to whatever country, to go and work from there. Like, don't think small, right? But if you only want to work remotely, it's fine. Only filter remotely. That's perfect. That's okay. You want to work in the corporate space, it could be locally, it could be internationally. Please, even if it says USA, go ahead and apply. Even if it says 5 years of experience and all you have is 0 years of experience or 2 years of experience, but you are able to do the work, just go ahead and apply, right? I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do these things step by step, right? So because if job boards say 2 years of experience and everybody started with 0 years of experience, then how the hell did they get the job? Like, you see, it doesn't make sense. So even if you have 0 years of experience and you've been putting in the work, like trying to learn, trying to be better, trying to be good, trying to master the art and all of that, go ahead and apply. Even if it says 5 years of experience and you only have zero to apply, right? So here's a tip: set job alerts, right? So automate job discovery by setting daily alerts or on multiple platforms. So if you go, for example, here, if you go on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is gonna give you an alert. There is an alert symbol, right? Where if you click on that alert, every time somebody puts a job, you know, a job description, LinkedIn is gonna send you a notification saying, okay, XYZ company is looking for an employee in this work, so that if it fits you, you are one of the first people to apply, right? Because you always want to be amongst the top 10, top 20 people to apply, because sometimes companies may be in a hurry to get a staff. So if you apply after 100 have already applied, it may not matter much, right? Yeah. So basically, that's how it is. So module 4, applying using LinkedIn. So here you're leveraging LinkedIn for job, applications. The best part about LinkedIn, I think I already told you, is that there you have the ability to connect with people in these spheres, right? HR people, managers in different departments, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, and all of that, right? So yeah. Okay, so profile optimization. These are some of the things I've actually told you, and you need to, go ahead and optimize. Use a professional headshot. So your profile picture should look like a professional. Don't look like somebody who is on LinkedIn to beg. Look like somebody who is a professional and is on LinkedIn, right? Look like somebody who is a professional and is on LinkedIn, because how you look, people are gonna judge also that. It doesn't matter what people say. Oh, people don't judge a book by its cover. We still judge a book by its cover. So go ahead and look good. So write a compelling headline. So for example, a digital marketing specialist, B2B lead generation expert, right? So if you are, for example, a business development executive, so say uh business development executive, I help companies, build a pool of partnership deals locally and internationally using the XYZ model. Blah, blah, blah. Write something attractive so that when companies read, okay, this is exactly what we're looking for, right? So on your bio, this is what you put on your bio. Make it simple, make it easy to understand, make it straightforward, and let people know exactly what you're offering, right? Right. So craft a result driven summary. Result driven, so for example, I'm gonna help you, generate 100 leads every single day and strike at least 10 to 15 partnerships monthly, right? So yeah, you know how it sounds. So add a measurable achievement in experience section, right? So if at all you have achieved something, go ahead and do this. If you haven't, no worries, it's not going to harm you, right? So let's move on. Networking strategies. So here, these are some of the things I actually told you already. So here you want to connect with recruiters and professionals in target industries. So as you are connecting with these individuals, you know, and as you're applying at their, jobs, you can go ahead and reach out to them. When reaching out to these people, please, you want to reach out with value. For example, a business development executive, what you can do is that you can record a 5 minutes video showing them exactly how what they can do better to get more partnership deals. That 5 minutes video, trust me, can get you hired. That 5 minutes screen recording, like the way I'm doing it right, can get you hired. Just a 5 minutes video showing, okay, I discovered this strategy. If you do it like this, a little this, it can book you maybe between 50 to 100 meetings every single month, and maybe close you 15 to 20 partnership every single day, and maybe boost your revenue by blah blah blah. Like that 5 minutes video, trust me, can get you hired because you've done something most people that are looking for a job don't do, right? So you want to go an extra mile. So here you want to engage with posts and share insights regularly. Remember what I was telling you? If you go on your, LinkedIn, you can share, 5 easy ways, to book appointments with high value, B2B clients. These are just from my top of my head, but you can come up with something better. So request recommendations from colleagues or clients. So when you get a client, you do some good work for them, let them recommend you, let them talk about you, let them give you a review, let them do all those things to you because those things are gonna matter. They're gonna carry some level of weight, right? So here's some of the highlighted actions. So apply directly via LinkedIn Easy Apply for faster submission. So on LinkedIn, once you're applying for a job, there is what we call LinkedIn Easy Apply. Like when you click on the job, it's gonna take you to LinkedIn Easy Apply. You can go there, apply, boom, and it's gonna submit. So if you want, you can just get the name of the company. Let's say, for example, the name of the company is IAG Media. Search it on YouTube, go on their careers page, and when you go on their careers page, uh their you're gonna see their email where you can apply for a job. Get that email, write a cover letter, attach your portfolio, attach your resume, boom, send the application. So there are like many ways that you can actually go for it. So module 5 here is creating a resume and portfolio. So here the key focus is building a professional document that stands out. So these documents are going to be very important because remember, your potential employers are going to be looking at these documents before they look at something else. So here are the resume essentials. So make it one page format for clarity, make it one page but impactful, right? So here include measurable result, e.g., increased lead conversion by 35% whatsoever. Just show some results, right? Use action verb, something like developed, I managed, executed, designed. For example, I developed a system that helped XYZ company book 50 appointments every single month. I managed a team of 10 sales reps. I executed a project on on a on a CRM, customer relationship management. I designed a flyer that got as I designed an ad that got as let's say 50 booked appointments, like things in those lines, right? Just things in those lines. So here are some of the example resume structures. So header. So in the header, you're gonna put a name, contact info, and your LinkedIn profile. Professional summary. A professional summary can be 2 to 3 lines, highlighting expertise. Then here You're gonna have your skills, relevant and technical and soft skills. So you can put relevant technical skills and soft skills, right? So on experience here you can reverse chronological order and put your education and your certifications, right? You're gonna put them right here. So portfolio essentials here showcase at least 3 to 5 top projects. So you can put at least 3 to 5 top projects that you've worked on. So include visuals, metrics, and client testimonials. So these are just some of the bullet points to help you when you are doing this. So you can use platforms like Behance, Notion, and Canva to create your portfolio, right? So if you search on Google Behance portfolio, Notion portfolio, Canva portfolio, it's gonna give you templates that you can use to create your very own portfolio, right? So highlighted tips. So here, tailor each resume and portfolio to a specific job description. Don't just create one resume, one portfolio that you're sending to millions of companies. That is not gonna work. So you want to tailor based on what the company is looking for. No wonder I said read the job description, pick out the main points, and let those main points be what is in your cover letter, your resume, and your portfolio. Please, 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 this is gonna be very, 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 very important for you to do. So, daily action plan, right? So here's the daily action plan right here as we are winding up. So the daily action plan here. So the key focus here is to send between 20 to 30 job applications daily, every single day. It doesn't matter what happens to you, every single day. I don't care whether the sky is falling, I don't care whether your house is sinking, I don't care what's happening. You are gonna send 20 to 30 job applications every single day. So here is the daily routine example. You can create your own daily routine, but I'm going to give you a daily routine example so you have at least a view of what we are talking about. So here you can say in the morning 8 to 10 hours a.m. I'm going to search and shortlist 10 to 15 jobs. Boom, you're going to search and shortlist 10 to 15 jobs and you write them down, right? So let's say midday 11 to 2 p.m. customize resumes and apply, right? So here you're customizing your documents and you're doing the applications, right? So in the afternoon, it could be 3 to 5 p.m. network on LinkedIn and follow up on previous applications. So boom, then your day is done. So for you, you can tailor your day based on your schedules. You know how your schedule looks like. So you can change it, and you can also share it with me to approve if at all you'd want me to approve and see if you've come up with something good for yourself. So tracking progress. So here, just to track your progress, you can use a spreadsheet, right? Or let me just highlight it. You can use a spreadsheet to record job titles, companies, dates applied, and follow up status, right? Just to track your progress, right? Make sure you have a spreadsheet to track progress. So here, highlighted rule, apply consistently every day for 30 days to build momentum and visibility, right? So like I said, discipline is gonna play a very, very huge role right here. So here's a step-by-step application process I'm gonna give you, and you are free to change any part of this, but make sure you're doing the right thing. So from preparation to submission, this is what I want you to do. So step one, gather essential documents. So this could be your resume, your cover letter, certifications, your portfolio documents, whatever. Put them in one folder, in one file, in one place that you can easily access, right? So this is exactly what you want to do. Step one, if you do this, you've done step one. Step two, research the company and tailor the application. So here you want to read job descriptions, research a company, and tailor your application based on what that company is looking for. Then step three here, you want to write a personalized cover letter. So make sure that all your documents are personalized. By personalized, what I mean is that they relate to what the company you're applying for is looking for. That's what personalization means. Then finally here, submit through official channels. Official channels could be via email, it could be via LinkedIn, it could be via whatever. So final step, follow up every after 5 or 7 days. For you can say follow up every after 14 to 30 days. Depends on when you want to follow up. So this could be the 5 stages that you're following every time you are submitting an application, and you want to do this consistently, right? So here is a reminder. So personalization increases responses by 40%. Trust me, by 40% you're gonna increase, your response rate, right? So manual company search and direct application. So this is what you do. So here, if you manually want to find companies and apply to, these companies, this is what you do. So you're gonna be doing a Google search strategy. So use queries like digital marketing jobs, or remote graphic designer careers on Google, and Google is gonna pop up, companies that are hiring in these spheres. Or visit company career page directly. So what I mean here is, for example, go on Google, type in something like marketing agencies in the USA, go on maps, you're gonna see a bunch of companies right there. Click on their website and go on their careers page and see what they're looking for, and you can go ahead and do your application process. And next, you can identify HR or hiring managers on LinkedIn and reach out professionally. Like, these are some of the things that I already talked about, and I'm just saying them again as a way of doing a recap, right? So here's some of the highlighted actions that you have to do. Apply directly to at least apply directly to at least not 10. This is little. Let me say 20. Let me stick to 20 to 30 companies weekly outside job boards, right? So depending on how you want to balance these things, right? So alternative job search strategies, right? So the key focus here is expanding beyond traditional methods, right? Because you want to be on top of the game here. So here you can use freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, TopTop, People Per Hour, whatever that's gonna work best for you. Or you can use networking events, right? If you do attend networking events, these are also very, very good ones, right? Attend virtual webinars and industry meetups. Then finally, find a way of giving value to the people that were on board, build a relationship, and those people are actually going to introduce you to opportunities. That's how you do it. You lead with value, right? You don't lead by with asking for something. So another way could be cold outreach. So what cold outreach is the company is not hiring whatsoever, but you go on their website, get their email, and reach out to them, offering whatever you are offering. That's cold outreach. This also works, right? It also works like magic, right? It's gonna send personalized emails to potential employers or clients, hoping that they can actually, hire you or give you the gig or whatsoever, right? So this is what personalized outreach really is. So here are some of the highlighted strategies, right? So build a personal brand through consistent online presence and content sharing. I think I already told you how to go about this. So implementation and accountability. So here, turning knowledge into action, right? So here is the action plan framework you want to follow. So set weekly goals. For example, 100 applications, 10 new connections weekly, right? So here could be review progress every Sunday, adjust strategies based on feedback, right? So these are some of the things you do. Accountability tools. Use tools like Trello or Notion for task tracking, or you can use a spreadsheet to make things simple here. So partner with an accountability buddy. An accountability buddy could be somebody, that's keeping you accountable. Hey bro, how many applications did you send today? Hey man, how many job applications did you do? Like somebody who is always keeping you accountable is your accountability buddy. So here are some of the highlighted principles. So action creates clarity, consistent effort creates results. So remember, I already told you about taking action, being consistent, all that. So sustaining long-term success. So the key focus here is continuous growth and adaptation, right? So ongoing development. So learn new digital tools monthly, take online certification courses, could be on Google, HubSpot, Coursera, whatever. Stay updated with industry trends, right? For example, in this age of AI, there are what you call AI automations in almost every department. So, are you updated with AI automations? I'm just giving you an example right here. So highlighted insights, adaptability is the ultimate career advantage. So as we conclude, you know, the journey to secure a remote or corporate job is built on mindset, discipline, and consistency. Mindset, discipline, and consistent action. By applying the strategies outlined in this program, success becomes a predictable outcome rather than a matter of chance. So it's something that's going to be predictable if you apply. So highlighted final thoughts. So discipline, meaning whatever you set yourself to do, you do regardless, plus daily action equals predictable success, right? So basically, friends, this is exactly, you know, how it goes, and this is the end of, our session. Like I said, my contact once again is +26097674792, and for some of you +26097674792, and for some of you that are not yet in the launch your careers program. So what we do is that every single week I have live sessions responding to your questions, giving you a deeper overview of how it looks like to apply for these jobs, to apply for these remote gigs, to get all of these opportunities. Like I teach you something far beyond what you've seen on screen right here. So uh if you want to learn more from me, right, you want to learn more from me, it costs 1,000, right, to be in the launch your careers program. So what exactly are you going to get in the launch your careers program? You're going to get 20 hours of recorded course modules, 20 hours plus of recorded course modules that you can watch, learn. Imagine what you can learn in 20 hours of recorded course modules, right? Apart from that, you're going to be getting live sessions with me. This could be group live sessions and one-on-one live sessions where I'm going to walk you step by step, how to open your LinkedIn, apply for a job on LinkedIn, going on remote okay, applying for a jobs on remote okay, like showing you step by step how it's done. I'm gonna open my Chrome, go to remote okay, show you how it's done on remote okay, and showing you every step of the way, right? I'm gonna show you how to partner with, industry leaders, right? CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, like where to get information about these people, partner with them, work with them, so you can build, you can build a strong network, right? We're gonna show you exactly how to do all of these things, right? So I'm gonna work hand in hand with you until you sign a remote job, a corporate job, or until you get that freelance gig, depending on what you're trying to accomplish yourself, right? So right now I actually have 5 spots only. 5 spots. I know there's some people right now watching this that are already in the Launch Your Careers program. They know what I'm talking about. I only have 5 spots only before I completely close this chance, right? And work with a team of growth minded people for the next 6 months and show them how to build a pool of opportunities. So if this is for you, this same number that I've put here, +26097674792, right? So this is, Emmanuel Kateta, right? You can go ahead and make your payment and WhatsApp this exact same number saying, launch, and share a screenshot of your payment. And I'm actually gonna have you onboarded on the pathways to digital jobs and gigs program and get you started. With all of that said, I hope you've gotten a lot of value from this training, and I hope you're gonna implement and get that remote job, get those opportunities, because what I've showed you, trust me, here is good enough. But I know there are people that need an extra push for them to actually hit some levels of milestones. So with all of that said, team, this is Emmanuel Closer. I love every single one of you, and I wish you success. Peace out.